Let's take an early preview at the entire Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer mode from the new maps, DLC, all of the weapons, modes, gameplay features, mechanics, and much more. Be sure to subscribe for more COD update videos like this. But of course, in a couple of days, we're going to have a full reveal here of MW3's multiplayer. Live gameplay of all of the maps here, game features, deep dive with Sledgehammer Games. We'll get a better understanding as to what we're getting here, but we already have pretty much all of the information we need to know about this year's MP. Now, side note here, at COD Next as well, we're also going to get some Warzone reveals, which I'm not going to go through too much in this video, but we have the new map premiere, an early look at the map here up on screen. First of all, heavy Verdansk vibes here. Looks so cool. And for you MW3 fans out there, if you look at the top of this building, this is Overwatch, one of the DLC maps from that game. So excited for that one. I remember playing that map when I was 11, 12 years old, right? So seeing this here in a new Warzone map is so sick. So can't wait to see that. Full live gameplay of YouTubers playing on the new Warzone map as well. A game features deep dive with Raven Software as well. We'll get some Warzone mobile reveals, new features, game details, and live gameplay. And also MW3 Zombies, which I'm pretty excited for. Gameplay trailer premiere. Game features deep dive with Treyarch, but no full live gameplay. So people will not be playing zombies early, but we're going to see actual first-person gameplay of the mode. We'll get a better understanding as to what this year's zombies mode is all about, which is pretty cool here. But now for multiplayer, what do we know so far here? Let's start with one of the most important parts of this MP here, the maps. Obviously, we're getting all of the OG MW2 2009 launch maps in this game, all 16. We have early gameplay clips here of the maps. I want to compare them to the prior versions as well, just to show you guys how much of an upgrade we have here. So first, the new version of Terminal, which looks great. The colors are super vibrant, looks fire. Here's the OG version of Terminal, which is still a good looking map, a really classic map, but the graphical upgrade is insane here. We have Derail as well, looks great. And then here's the old version. So again, huge upgrade here. Next, we have Invasion, new version first. Looks really good. Old version, I mean, you're seeing how much better these maps look. Favela here. Here's the new version, super vibrant. Old version there, so cool. Skid Row, new version. Old version, looks great. High Rise as well, got a great upgrade there. That's really cool to see. Estate here, a classic map, new and then old, looks good. Karachi here as well, looks pretty good here. Underpass got a major upgrade, a lot less rain on the new version. You can see the older version is a lot more darker, more difficult to see. The visibility has been improved massively on Underpass, which is good. Of course, Rust looks great as well, although we did see this in MW 2019, so we kind of already seen a better version of Rust, but compared to the old version, looks a lot better. Afghan definitely got a huge upgrade here. The new one compared to the old one, the visibility, just like Underpass, looks a lot better. Bari as well, looks pretty good here. Definitely better colors. Rundown definitely improved, a lot brighter, which I think is a W in my opinion. Scrapyard we also saw in MW19, but still, you know, looks a lot better than what it did back then here. Subbase, again, the visibility on a lot of these maps here, at least some of the maps, are a lot better, which I think is really cool because, again, some of these maps here with the snow, like the snow on Subbase back in 2009's MW2, it is cool, but I would rather be able to see a bit more where I'm going, especially in a multiplayer environment, and snow would be maybe reserved for a campaign experience or even like a zombies experience. So let me know down below. And here, Wasteland, we haven't actually seen a new version of Wasteland yet, I'm pretty sure here, so we'll be seeing that very soon at COD Next. Really cool stuff here. So again, all of these launch maps look so much better, which is great. The maps are identical one-to-one replicas, besides for some doors apparently added, and apparently some people who played these maps early, some pro players were saying that the maps seem and feel a bit bigger. I can't confirm that there. Again, we're gonna see full-length gameplay at COD Next, so we'll confirm it then. And also a day later, this Friday, October 6th, we're gonna play the actual beta, right? So we'll see if these maps are actually bigger, but for the most part, they should be very similar, exactly the same to what they were back in 2009. Now, on DLC as well, we do already have a bunch of info on multiplayer DLC, so expect a flow of free post-launch content, including core 6v6 maps and additional multiplayer content to continue after launch. As previously stated, we'll have over 12 all-new core 6v6 maps in our seasons, with 3 all-new 6v6 maps hitting in Season 1 and 3 all-new 6v6 maps hitting in Season 2, along with additional maps and modes throughout future seasons. So solid stuff there, definitely good to see. Starting off with 3 off the bat is really cool. Of course, the debate is, are we getting, you know, 3 wholly uniquely made maps? Will we have 2 remakes and 1 new map? We don't know for sure. We had leaks about potentially having some MW3 remasters as well, which I'm super excited for. Of course, I want to see new maps as well, but if we're going to get some extra remakes here, I definitely want to see some MW3 maps. I made a whole video going through Season 1 of MW3, what maps we could see. I'll leave a link to that video down below in the description, a really big video there. And also, we got our confirmed release date here for Season 1 of this game. That's going to be on Wednesday, December 6th there, so we'll get some new MP maps and probably some MP updates as well if there are any changes that are needed at that point. Of course, when a COD releases, there's always some bugs that need to be fixed there. Hopefully, nothing massive needs to be changed here. Hopefully, we have a pretty smooth launch in terms of multiplayer, in terms of the entire game. But again, we'll see very soon. Now, I already did a big breakdown of a bunch of the weapons, modes, gameplay mechanics, and features we're going to see in this year's MP. So I'm going to add that on here to the end of this video. So again, timestamps will be down below. Skip around to what parts we want to see here, and here you go. Now, for game modes in MW3's multiplayer, in addition to brand new modes like Cutthroat, a competitive 3v3v3 experience, a full range of fan favorite and innovative gameplay features will be available at launch to get everyone started, like choosing to play Hardpoint and Kill Confirmed off of Vela, which you couldn't have done before in the past, modes that were never part of the original map offering, providing a refreshing multiplayer experience within these familiar environments. So cool stuff there, and Cutthroat sounds super interesting. We've had kind of similar modes like that in the past. I think there's one back in BO4 that's kind of similar there. Going big with brand new maps, Ground War and War modes returning. So the 16 core launch maps are further complemented with the addition of 4 huge environments ready at launch and containing a host of new play spaces. These are composed of 3 brand new battle maps, large-scale locations where Modern Warfare 3's Ground War and Invasion game modes will be fought, so confirming that those 2 modes are returning, and a single colossal war map as MW3 marks the welcome return and evolution of the legendary war mode that first debuted in 2017's World War II. So World War II, not my favorite COD, but what they did right is, first of all, the headquarters was super fire. That would be cool to see return in some type of way, but definitely war mode is up there as well. I played war mode so much, those maps were fire. That's the mode you would hop in, and you would hope for the game to last as long as possible. At least I would, because that's how you got the 100+ gameplays. That's how you went off, destroyed your enemy team. I mean, it was so fun to go for high kill games on war mode in that mode. So hopefully it'll be just as fun in this year's game. Now, for other game modes as well, of course, expect a pretty classic slate of modes. Most of what we have in MW2 will return here. Now, what I talked about in my previous video, Prop Hunt, that mode is fire. That has to return at some point. I'm surprised it's not here in MW2. I think they should definitely bring it into MW3. It was in MW19. It was in World War II. Modern Warfare Remastered. Obviously, previous Treyarch games. I mean, this would be fire to have in MW3 for sure. Prop Hunt on the OG MW2 2009 maps sounds insane, so that's got to return. Obviously, the party modes as well returning. That's cool to see. Bring back what we have right now. Gun game, One in the Chamber, Sticks and Stones, like all that cool stuff. Bring that back. I love a good party mode. Infected as well. That, I mean, you gotta have Infected on a game called MW3, at least in my opinion. So let me know down below what other modes you want to see added to this game. Now, for new gameplay features here, we have Attack Stance, Breach, and Clear with a new Tactical Stance feature, a perfect middle ground between hipfire and aiming down sights. When entering tight hallways and cramped rooms, toggle Tac Stance on to improve weapon performance and win the fight. Here's what to expect from Tac Stance here. So the operator unshoulders the weapon and holds it in a canted firing position. You could toggle it in and out of Tac Stance dynamically while aiming down sights. Tac Stance trades precise accuracy for improved mobility and handling. Some spread tier firing will occur, best described as a middle ground between full ADS and hipfire. It's designed to be used in aggressive close quarter combat situations, and by default, you fire in Tac Stance while sliding. So first off here, this is super cool. The people that played MW3MP early said that it was a cool feature. It wasn't too crazy. Don't be concerned about this feature here. I do like that they're making features specifically designed for people who want to play faster, which is a stark difference from previous Call of Duties where it seems like you're kind of incentivized to play slower, to camp, to really stay where you are. This game here seems to be going back to a more traditional style Call of Duty where it's more run and gun and they're kind of helping you out in those situations by having a attack stance feature where it's used in more aggressive close quarter situations. So that sounds super, super cool there. Can't wait to test that out for myself very soon. Next here, though, we have a new gameplay innovation, evolving loadouts. So MW3 brings new levels of customization to create a class. Get ready to build your loadout based on cutting-edge military equipment such as gloves, tactical vests, boots, and more, allowing you to fine-tune more aspects of your gameplay. Super, super interesting stuff here. Now let's break down a bunch of stuff that they didn't really reveal yet, but that got leaked out. A bunch of these boots, vests, gloves, etc. So this isn't the full list here, but this is what we have right now. Very cool stuff. And this is kind of replacing perks in a sense, because we're not going to have traditional perks in this game. We're going to have, again, the boots, gloves, and vests, and they're going to just give you like perk abilities pretty much, which I'm down with that. That innovation definitely is pretty interesting. I don't think it's going to ruin the game. Some people are saying, oh, I can't believe there's gloves and this crazy stuff. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. It's just going to be like perks, but a different way to enable your perk, which I think is fine. But let's go through what we have so far here. So for the gloves in this game, we have assault gloves. While jumping, accuracy and time to aim down sights is improved. That sounds cool. Custom gloves, increased weapon swap speed. Scavenger gloves, resupply ammo and throwing knives from dead players. We have specialist gloves, throw equipment further, reset fuse timer on thrown back grenades. Tactical combat gloves, enables reloading while sprinting. And marksman gloves, reduced sway and flinch while aiming down sight. So this is not the full list here of gloves. It might be the full list, but there may be more in the final version of this game. But so far, sounds just like some perk abilities here, but in the form of gloves. Now for sneakers and boots here, we have some different stuff. We have canvas sneakers, eliminates footstep sounds, which is, pretty much dead silence, right? Stalker boots, increase strafe and ADS movement speed. Obviously, Stalker. Tactical pads, increases slide distance and allows for full ADS while sliding, increases stance transition speeds and crouched movement speed. That's pretty cool there. We have ultra light boots, increases movement and swim speed, reduces noise while swimming. Running sneakers, increases tack sprint duration and reduces refresh time. And climbing boots, increase climbing and mantling speed, reduces fall damage. Now for some vests here, we have gunner vest, which is carry 2 primary weapons with max ammo but loose grenades. So again, you guys are getting the point here. It's pretty much perks, but split up between, vests, gloves, and boots, which is pretty cool overall. Not a big deal. Overkill, grenadier, infantry, scout, tactical, whatever. So pretty much think about perks we've had in MW2 this year, and maybe past IW and Sledgehammer games. They're going to be brought into those different, gloves, boots, and vests, depending on like how they're used. So it actually is pretty cool. For some, movement speed perks, those are actually boots. It kind of makes sense because I guess it would be on your boot, right? Like in a realistic sense. I get what they're doing there. I get the concept. It's cool. Not a big deal. A slight change to create a class, but I think it'll be cool. But that's what we have so far. I'll be sure to update you guys once we get more information on that. Now, for all of the weapons so far in this game, again, this is a leaked list, so this is not the final list here. And be sure to leave your comments down below on what weapons you want to see brought back. A lot of you guys have been leaving some really good comments on my recent videos about classic MW2 weapons returning. There were so many great weapons from that OG game. MW3 as well. So many fire weapons. So let me know down below which of those classic weapons you want to see return here. But so far, based on the code for assault rifles, we have an ACR, another ACR 300, a G36, a CZ Bren 2, a CZ 805 Bren, an F2000, a QBZ 95 and 97. So again, the code names aren't always completely accurate, and we're just kind of assuming what these weapons might look like here. So again, you could leave your ideas down below as to what these code names could be referring to. But next for battle rifles here, we have ACR 450, a CZ Bren 2 762, an XM5 MCX Spear, an AK 101, or maybe an AK 102. Cool stuff there. For submachine guns here, we have a Colt 9mm, an IWI X95, a Scorpion Evo 3, UMP 45, an Uzi Pro or a mini Uzi, and then a UMP 9. That would be fire to see in this game. For light machine guns here, we have an, we don't know, an Evictor. That's the code name, Evictor. Let me know down below what you guys think about that. We have an MG36, PKM potentially, a PKP, a QBZ95 LSW. That'd be cool to see. For shotguns here, we have a semi-automatic shotgun and a pump shotgun, potentially variations of the SPAS 12. Let me know down below what shotguns you want to see in this game. For snipers and marksman rifles, we have an ACR, DMR version, potentially a CZ Bren 2 PPS or SVCH, an SL8 potentially, an SVK M76 or an SK16, an HS50, SV98 or SVD potentially, and then maybe some type of AR50 somewhere, so that would be cool to see as well. And last here, handguns, we have a Glock 21, a 93R, RSH12, or some type of mini Uzi or micro Uzi. So again, just code names there, but that's a good idea as to what types of weapons we're going to potentially see in MW3. And again, let me know down below what other classic weapons you want to see return. A lot of the sick MW2 and MW3 weapons I hope will return. We'll see very soon. Now for more MP features here, here's what they also officially confirmed. We have aftermarket parts. So the evolution of the gunsmith continues with the addition of aftermarket parts. This is a special set of customization options allowing you to focus on your preferred and specific playstyle. Aftermarket parts enable you to construct unique weapon configurations or types, such as customizing a machine gun into a bullpup configuration with a firing grip in the front of the breech rather than behind it, thus increasing mobility and handling without compromising on damage output. That sounds pretty cool. Aftermarket parts will also offer new progression paths and challenges to unlock. We'll be sharing more information very soon. So again, just another evolution of what we have right now. The gunsmith is going to be very similar to what we have in MW2 from what we saw in MW19 and Vanguard as well, right? So we're not getting the creator class pick 10 system. A lot of people have been talking about that. It's going to be a very, IW style of gunsmith with, a lot of attachments and more customizations, which I think is pretty cool overall. Although for the future, for Treyarch's COD, it would be kind of cool to go back to a more simplistic design, maybe less attachments, less going on, because sometimes it gets a little too confusing, but I do like that they're innovating and hopefully making this a bit different from what we've seen in the past. Let me know down below your opinions on that. Do you like a more simple creator class system, or do you like it being a lot more complex, having more customizable options like we've had in previous games? So let me know down below. We have some pretty cool features here returning in this game, some classic MP features in MW3. We have map voting, allowing players greater autonomy over their MP matches. Classic minimap behavior with red dots indicating when an enemy is firing an unsuppressed weapon. Great stuff there. All chosen perks are available at the start of each match. We have the covert sneakers perk allowing for silent movement. Core multiplayer health is increased to 150, lengthening the time to kill. Hardcore mode is not affected. So solid stuff there overall. Really no complaints there. For MP movement changes here, here's some interesting stuff. We have, you can cancel your slide animations, but slide canceling does not reset tactical sprint. That's cool there. You could cancel partial reloads during an animation. That should have never got removed. I mean, that is so annoying in MW2's MP this year where, I feel like I always used to reload cancel just as a habit, and you want to be able to do that. You don't want to be stuck reloading your weapon. I die so many times like that. So that should have never been removed. I'm glad that classic feature is returning here in MW3 MP. Mantling is faster. You can mantle while sprinting. That's really cool. You could fire during and immediately after sliding. That's cool as well. Tactical sprint durations are increased, and tactical sprint recharges while sprinting. So all really solid stuff here overall. It's going to be a classic MP, but also a bit of what we saw back in Modern Warfare 2019 with the slide canceling and the faster movement. So a good combination of that for a faster paced Call of Duty, I feel like will be pretty cool to see. Now, some more on this game here. We of course got our first look at the MW3 UI. This is the loadout selection from the campaign. Obviously, is this MP? No, but it's going to be pretty similar here in MP, and this is exactly what we have here in MW2 this year. A lot of people don't like the horizontal nature of this. Again, what I've said in the past is that, of course, what's more important is the actual gameplay of MW3 MP. If the UI isn't as good, it's not a big deal, but I do feel that bad UI hinders the overall experience you have playing Call of Duty. Bad UI is just annoying. It's not as efficient. And this year with MW2, I feel like it could be so much better. Like, here's a concept up on screen of what it could look like here. Again, just a very classical style of MP UI here. Here's the Warzone one as well. I mean, vertical for the most part, very similar to what we saw in the past. A lot of people are saying just bring back the MW 2019 style of UI, which is, again, pretty classical as well, but with some slight upgrades. I feel like that would be super, super cool here for creator class as well, especially having that vertical just is so much better, so much seamless. It's easier to access the menus. everything being horizontal, the Hulu design. It's cool in some instances. For some menus, that Hulu design is actually cool and it works. But for other menus, most of the MP menus, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense there. So hopefully it's returning to a more classical style. We'll see very soon. They, of course, revealed this campaign UI being similar to Modern Warfare 2, but they then deleted the tweet, so they could potentially be changing it. Potentially that's an early version of the UI that it's not going to be in the game, and they're actually going back to the classical UI, and they're not ready to reveal it yet. We're not so sure. Let me know down below your opinions on UI. Do you care? Do you want it to be like MW2? Do you want it to be like MW 2019? Let me know your opinions down below. But finally here, for MW3's MP, we have the carry forward feature here. So all MW2 weapons, attachments, and unlocks will carry forward. There will be seamless functionality between new attachments and global weapon platforms. Any MW2 attachments that were considered universal, such as some muzzles, will be available to attach to MW3 weapons where applicable, which is really cool. In certain cases, MW2 weapons carried forward into MW3 will be able to utilize MW3 attachments that you unlock where applicable, which is cool as well. And the number of weapon platforms, aka receivers, have been increased for some categories, reducing restrictions on weapon customization by allowing for core attachments to be added to your favorite MW2 weapons. So, you know, the MW2 weapons you're bringing over will keep all the attachments you already unlocked. You could spawn into MW3 day one with a max level, you know, TAC 56, for example, in the game, which obviously I'm going to focus more on using the new weapons personally. But if you want to go back and use those old weapons, use those old camos, operators, all that cosmetic stuff as well, you can do that in MW3, which I think is pretty cool overall. Now that's the entire overview and breakdown of Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer. Again, be sure to subscribe for more updates on this game. We'll go through some more stuff on the upcoming MP beta, campaign early access. All of the free rewards will break down on the channel. Beta code giveaways coming as well. And just be subscribed for the latest COD updates overall. That's here for this video again. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.